Hello, welcome to Biz Big Picture, your go-to source for breaking down complex business news. Volkswagen, neck and neck with Toyota as the world's top automakers, has recently sent shockwaves through the industry by hinting at potential factory closures in Germany. To what extent is Volkswagen's financial health deteriorating that it's contemplating factory closures? Given Volkswagen's recent financial performance, which shows a slight increase in both sales and revenue, it's puzzling why the company is considering such a drastic measure as closing down production plants. What underlying factors could be compelling Volkswagen's management to take this step? Is it purely financial, or are there other strategic considerations at play? Before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let's start by understanding Volkswagen. Volkswagen, the German automotive giant, traces its roots back to 1937. The name itself, Volkswagen, which translates to people's car, hints at the company's mission to provide affordable transportation for the masses. Initially known for the Beetle, and more recently for the Golf, it's the world's second largest automotive group, selling approximately 9 million vehicles globally in 2023. Volkswagen's founding is linked to Adolf Hitler. Hitler requested Ferdinand Porsche to develop a car for the common people and even sketched a beetle-shaped car on a napkin, emphasizing the idea of learning from nature. Hitler outlined several requirements for the car to have the capacity to seat a family of 4 or 5, to travel 100 kilometers on 7 liters of fuel, and to be affordable. After approximately 3 years of development by Ferdinand Porsche, the iconic Beetle was born in 1937. Leading to the establishment of Volkswagen. The Beetle went on to become one of the best-selling car models in history, with over 20 million units sold worldwide. German automakers have led the global market with their superior quality and engineering. The establishment of the EU in 1993 and the adoption of the euro in 2002 added price competitiveness to their offerings. Hold on, how does the introduction of the euro relate to price competitiveness? Normally, when exports do well, the value of the foreign currency decreases, forcing exporters to raise prices to maintain profits. However, with the euro, German cars could continue to export well without needing to raise prices. Volkswagen, alongside BMW and Mercedes, has been synonymous with German engineering. Aggressive M&A strategies fueled its significant growth. By acquiring Audi in 1964, Seat in 1990, Skoda in 1991, Bugatti, Lamborghini, and Bentley in 1998, Scania in 2008, Porsche in 2009, and MAN in 2011. Volkswagen established a comprehensive brand lineup spanning from entry-level to luxury vehicles, including both passenger and commercial cars. Volkswagen was also a pioneer in the Chinese market. In 1985, it became the first global automaker to enter China through a joint venture with Shanghai Automotive. In 1991, they established another joint venture with First Automobile. Despite the investment risk in a relatively closed market, Volkswagen made a bold bet on China's growth potential, and it paid off. China's accession to the WTO in 2001 transformed it into the world's factory, and its automotive market experienced rapid growth. The Chinese market has been a goldmine for Volkswagen. Of the group's total 8.9 million vehicles sold in 2023, a substantial 3.2 million were sold in China. Volkswagen maintained its position as the top-selling brand in China in 2023, with a market share of 13.3%. However, Chinese auto brands are now posing a threat to Volkswagen and other German brands. Previously, the Chinese government mandated that foreign automakers could only hold up to a 50% stake in their Chinese operations. Consequently, foreign companies were compelled to form joint ventures with local Chinese brands, a practice that frequently raised concerns about the leakage of foreign technology. Meanwhile, Chinese domestic brands have been strengthening their competitiveness. While their market share in China used to be below 50%, it surpassed the 50% mark in 2023. Geely's acquisition of Volvo Cars in 2010 took the world by surprise. And BYD has emerged as a formidable competitor to Tesla in the electric vehicle market. In the automotive industry, Made in China has shed its reputation as a cheap imitation. Thanks to China's robust policies to foster the electric vehicle market, the country's annual EV sales have surged to an impressive 8 million units, making it the world's largest. As a result, Chinese brands have naturally secured a core competitiveness in the carbon-neutral era. The enhanced competitiveness of Chinese electric vehicles has led to increased exports, aligning with the global growth of the EV market. The EU, with its strong push for carbon neutrality, has been the primary destination for Chinese electric vehicles. While the European EV market has expanded, it's Chinese brands that are reaping the most rewards. Chinese brands captured approximately 8% of the European EV market in 2023, and their market share is expected to grow rapidly. In response, the EU imposed a provisional anti-subsidy duty of up to 38% on Chinese electric vehicles in July 2024. This is expected to significantly undermine the price competitiveness of Chinese EVs. The move could escalate into a trade dispute between China and the EU, and it may put the German government in a difficult position, given the substantial profits that German automakers earn in the Chinese market. In response to these circumstances, Volkswagen has announced that it is considering closing its German factories. Volkswagen's ID.4 is priced at €46,000, while its competitor BYD's Atto 3 is priced at around €38,000. While the price difference might not seem significant when considering factors like battery capacity and range, BYD Atto 3 is sold in China for approximately €17,000, less than half of its European price. This suggests that Volkswagen has been grappling with cost competitiveness. Volkswagen's surprise announcement seems to have had a certain effect, as it is likely to reignite discussions about subsidies and tax breaks for electric vehicles. Is this Volkswagen's big picture? European governments have been at the forefront of efforts to achieve carbon neutrality for the benefit of humanity and future generations. Given the melting glaciers in Norway and the threat of the Netherlands being submerged, it's no surprise. Norway has already surpassed 90% EV sales. However, there's a growing likelihood that Chinese automakers will reap the economic rewards. With over 8 million EV sales in 2023, China's EV market is unmatched. Such a massive market naturally fosters strong competitiveness among its players. Many EU countries have taken active measures to combat climate change, leading to the expansion of the EV market. However, Chinese automakers have reaped the rewards of this expansion. Ironically, the seeds of this unintended consequence were sown by global automakers themselves. Having expressed their concerns, Volkswagen's management may experience a sense of relief. However, European policymakers are anticipated to encounter increasingly complex challenges.
No, God, please, no!
This big picture